الو مساء الخير بونسوار صحفطولكم صافا شويه كاش شريبه كاش بوذاكه كاش معقوده نتقى ليك لي قدرت مرقتها اليوم قال كانوا الشهيوات بزاف صافا j'espère que vous avez passé une bonne journée. On reprend l'aventure تاع Sherlock pour le 6e épisode اليوم. رانا شويه روطار 3 épisodes de retard mais bon rien ne presse حتى حاجه ما دايرت لنا ستريس حنايا. On est là pour chiller pour passer un bon moment tranquille. اليوم عندنا ضيف راح مساميني معنا اليوم ضيف غادي يتبع معنا ليبيزود 6 ولدي راه حدايا غادي يفوت معنا هاد لاصواري. سمعت قال لكم دا ايا مليح فور كاع هذا كاسة تاي قهيوه وتيزان شوكولا شو كيما يحب الخاطر قلب اللوز جوزيه اللوزيه ملفاي السلو مش عارف انا قنيدلات كل واحد وخاطره بوراكه هاربه من الكوزينه اللي بغيتو اسونسيال. تفضلوا طلعوا الفوليو ادخلوا با خرج تحت البنكروات لكم طالع الحمى لأنه مش قابل الحمى شعلوا الفونتيلاتور اطلقوا رواحكم. C'est parti pour le 6e épisode. Let's go. Là حبسنا كي on a pris le contrôle تاع ce cher Watson. يلا الحاج شيرلوك قال له جيب لنا المفتاح من البيرو تاع المهبله الغوله. C'est ce qu'on va essayer de faire. Tiens, Watson ما عندهش la vue d'observation. مخلينا تما.
Perhaps I should take this. For all I hope it won't be needed. Did a child make these?
لا. C'est quoi? Chambre d'hôte. Bureau de la directrice. J'imagine que j'ai fermé à clé.
Ah, Dr. Watson. Just the man I wanted to see.
Professor, I'm surprised you're not trying to catch that escapee.
Please, my time is far too valuable. I hope Nurse Kuntz has been taking good care of you.
He has certainly kept me out of trouble.
Professor, it is time for your appointment with your next patient, Mr. Wolf.
Herr Wolf can wait until tomorrow. I wish to speak with Dr. Watson.
As you wish.
You still see patients yourself, even as the director of this entire facility?
Only the important ones. And yet I rarely get to pick the brain of a man like yourself. I think it is time we got to know each other. No?
I'm afraid there's not much to know. I'm just an average chap living a rather prosaic life these days.
Dr. Watson, those of us who pursue knowledge are anything but average. Now, who are you?
I think once a soldier, always a soldier. For all I wished to help others, part of me changed when I was abroad. Broke, perhaps. So when I read about the Black Edelweiss and your work on the healing of minds, I simply had to learn more.
I suppose my Edelweiss was always destined to attract other curious minds. But before we continue, I want you to understand one thing. A broken mind can never be truly healed.
Ah, I see. So, what exactly do you do here?
It is simple. If you cannot fix a person's nature, you must force them to forget it.
Surely there are other methods of treatment.
How naive. You remind me of a man I once knew, Professor Becker. But we do not speak of him anymore.
A colleague?
The former director here. One day he realized that Edelweiss had outgrown him and had to leave. Of me already, Doctor?
How rude of me. I was absorbing your wise words, Professor, and must have got distracted.
Was my conversation boring you?
No, not at all. I merely...
No, I understand full well. You're not seeking conversation.
What do you mean?
It is obvious. Your mind craves truth, but not in this form. You must witness a practical demonstration if you are to learn.
I'm certainly intrigued. Would that be possible?
Of course. I propose a journey between the jury of the human brain. You will not leave without being truly enlightened. Kuntz, take Dr. Watson back to the courtyard. Then tell the nurses to prepare the operation room and the girl with the doll.
Yes, Professor.
Our preparations will take a little time. I will come for you soon, Doctor.
I hope everything is to your liking, Dr. Watson. We rarely have visitors here.
Problème. Comment accéder au bureau? Cuisine. Ben ouais, mon charge.
Looks dusty but functional.
كي نجيبوا
Oh,
لا
we never
كلي
use
هنا خصنا
that.
نحطوها.
I think it connects somewhere downstairs. Did you hear that a patient escaped? All the guards rushed off to find him.
Ouais. Les Allemands, là, on a sur l'Allemagne. Je crois, en Suisse, normalement. Si je me trompe pas.
I'm struggling to remember something. It's something familiar. If only I could place it. I must think.
C'est pas le docteur,
Maybe
là.
if I write another poem, I will remember. Why does my mind play such tricks on me? Why does my mind play such tricks on me?
Donc là, خصنا le simule.
This area is off limits. A patient has escaped.
I want them to fly!
Miss?
Too bad my parents had to leave so soon. I haven't seen them for months.
Give it to me. No, I don't want to. Why not? You're mean. That's rude. And I'm not. You're lying.
A visitor? No, you shouldn't have come here. Get out while you can.
I hear them scratching. Don't you hear it?
I don't want to guard block B tonight. One of the patients there whispers to me all the time. He tells me such horrible things. I should resign, shouldn't I? This is all a bit much. I wanted to be a dancer.
حاوجي. ايه كلمتها في سبيطار من هذا.
Did you see my son? He's such a sweet boy. If you happen to meet him, tell him I'm here.
أحكام. أحكام. أرخام. مش عارف اسكو سي ريفيرونس لباتمان ولا الخاطي يعني.
I hope you're finding your room comfortable, Dr. Watson.
باسكو شتي هاي.
A commemorative photo album. Been a while since I've been in one of these. The photograph seems recent.
ندير غير بواشة باش يطبق بالعادة.
Good Lord, that's a lot of records. Good Lord, that's a lot of records.
I wonder how Edelweiss compares to your clinics in England.
You are Mr. Wolf, am I right?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
My name is Dr. John Watson. I wanted to talk with you, if you didn't mind.
Ah, doctor. I don't suppose you could help. I seem to have forgotten where I am.
We're in the Black Edelweiss, Mr. Wolf. It's an asylum in Switzerland, and you are one of its most important patients.
But why am I here?
That's what I was about to ask you.
I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember anything.
It's all right, you don't need to push. Try to relax. Let the thoughts come and go. Now, what comes to mind? Mr. Wolf?
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
We just went over this.
I'm sorry, but I don't think we've met.
We were just discussing this facility, the Black Edelweiss Asylum, and why you are here.
That name does sound familiar.
Holmes, the things I do for you.
Excuse me, who are you? And who's this Holmes fellow?
I am Dr. Watson, and Holmes is, well, you could call him my imaginary friend. That's just a little joke, don't mind me.
But why am I here, doctor? Am I sick?
I'm sure I can take a look.
عليكم السلام. صح فطور كيزوكا صافي شويه.
Dear Lord, what did Gygax do to you?
Excuse me, who are you?
Oh, never mind.
كريت هادي بايكس. الحمد لله يا سيدي نعمة.
Excuse me, who are you?
I don't know why I keep
Sorry,
doing
what were
this,
we
expecting
discussing?
something different.
Give me a second, perhaps the thought will return. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
No, the only one. قلت لك باللي هو بيكر. رانا لاحقين خاصنا المفتاح باش نعطوه لهولمز الشيخ شيرلوك.
know it was important.
Hello again. You won't remember me, but we've met before. I am Dr. John Watson, and you are Professor Becker. You were the previous director of this facility, the Black Edelweiss.
Professor, really? Actually, that name does sound familiar. Wait. Let me write it down. I try to recall memories through writing, but they always feel just out of reach.
As a matter of fact, I have more for you to jot down.
Oh, yes. Yes, please, anything.
درتها
Professor
ياك.
Gygax did this to you.
وديك
She made
الشعبية
you
ضرب
forget
ماما.
everything, even who you are.
صرعني.
But we will play a trick on her. We will write a letter so that she learns her lesson. Put down what I dictate. Dear Professor Gygax, I bitterly regret that I let my beautiful alpine flower fall under your influence. I see now that you never deserved to sit as the director of the Black Edelweiss. You are not, as you so claimed, the future of the Edelweiss, and you never were. And by the time you make it to my cell, the police will already know the truth of how you came to be director of this asylum. Signed, Professor Becker.
There. It's done. Now, hold on a minute. Who are you?
My name is John Watson. I'm a doctor from London, a veteran of Afghanistan, and I wish to be a writer, though deep down I fear I lack the talent. And presently I'm risking my life to help my brilliant detective flatmate in the pursuit of a cult of kidnappers, even as I fear it may destroy him. I'm tired and hungry, and I have not had a good bath in weeks, and yet despite it all, I feel alive. Any more questions?
Good heavens, sir. You're as mad as they come.
One of the patients asked me to deliver this note. It's for Professor Gygax.
Thank you, Doctor. Leave it with me.
Unbelievable. Kunz, with me.
Liquidation. Liquidation. Liquidation.
An Edelweiss relief about 2 inches in diameter. This must be what Holmes was after.
Ce qui reste.
Close, but I don't think this is the key. This is too small to be what Holmes asked for. Nothing special about this.
Oh, hello. Who might you be?
Don't try to fool me, Becca. I saw your letter written by your own hand.
That name does sound familiar. Is it mine, you say?
Nice.
ايه لطيف صح فطور خويا. خلط روح فازي اني معاك. اللي تحب ديرها راني معاك فازي. اقلب لها الراميطه تاع والديها. ما تخافش انا ديجا نباسي لك وما تباسيليش. هيا روح. يزوكا قال لك البيسي مبغاش يشعل.
It's sealed tight. I can't exit the same way.
What the hell?
The tooth of an adult male, likely lost in a beating. Only a couple
سير
of
ضربوا
days
له وجهه مع
old.
الطابله الضرسه طارت له.
The inside of the cuff is worn. It's been used often.
دارهم يقروهم ولا يعذبوا فيهم.
A wax cylinder. There is something recorded on it. The writing is mostly gone. Phonetic symbols, perhaps.
يا دراك شحال ما نشلف. خلعني. يزوكا ما تعيبش تندم عليها من بعد. لما نقول لك والو دروك. ايش في طوكيو كيف طوكيو بالمقلوب. رب العالي القصف كي داير راه بلا
Looks as
حساب.
if it's been recently used.
تسمى كتولو، تسمى فيها تولو. قلتها لكم وين تا قلتها لكم؟ كنا عاد في البور كي هودنا تحت لاكاف هذيك، من لقينا السيد ميت مجيفين، لقينا ستاتيو تاع بولبو ولاكم عاقلين. لكم الحية اون ديري ريسي تاع لوفكرافت تاع كول اوف تولو. ها سمعتوها؟ جافي غيزون. تقولوا ما نعرفش ولا. بون هذا سي مون تشارج كومون لاكسيون جو سي با. جيسون غادي نخرجو منها. عندي صايب تما ضربها بالكدا.
A very professional brain dissection.
يا لطيف.
Dynamo machine. Provides electrical stimulation for the person in the chair.
يا عبد اللطيف زعاف صايب. هلا يزوك ما تزعفاش. شنو باسين داش من بعد؟
Full grain leather straps. Impossible to escape.
لا اسمح لي صاحبي، السلام عليكم. لا هو ده انا هكا عريان لا سلاح لا والو. شوف ولد هذا البوي، هذا هو البوي.
Oh, the smell. Dear God, is that body
قطعهم
parts?
وقسوهم يا لطيف.
Judging by the remnants of blood and flesh, these instruments were used for dismemberment. Utterly inhuman.
يا لطيف زعقوش. اجيب له حبة شينا معاك قال كيف طب.
Get out of my head!
Your mind festers, devoid of soul. Find reverence for the one that trembled.
The Great Lord!
Left your surrender your soul and become a servant of God.
Please! No more! Stop it! Watson! John! Somebody!
Wretched mortals, do not fear what is to come. Let him rupture our world anew. Awaken! And let the
world behold!
راح يدعي نورمال.
The light of the abyss is the light from the abyss. Get out of my head.
ايوه ترقد ياك صحيح نجيب ولا تدك. What is this?
Hydraulic elevator, how ingenious. Watson?
Holmes?
What are you still doing here?
Still? I was trying to find more information. Did you think I was just going to sit in my room twiddling my thumbs?
I only asked you to find the key. I had everything else under control.
Says the man who looks like he saw a ghost.
I'm fine, Watson.
You're hardly fine. You reek of congealed blood and chemicals. What did you see down there?
Never mind me. Where's Gygax?
I'm afraid she's over there. I found her like that when I entered, on my word.
What? She was our biggest lead.
Yet another wrinkle in our investigation. What do we do now, Holmes?
Hush. Let me think.
Yeah, déjà طفوها.
The patients here wear the same robes. No traces of blood on her clothes. Must have got on her white overcoat. The pencil is buried deep all the way to the brain. Instant death. Heidi, how did it end up here?
We'd better inform the local police about this.
You're right, Watson. But first, we need to determine where our case goes next.
I had nothing to do with this, Holmes, I swear it. A dead body was the last thing I expected to find in this.
بزاف تاع لي بيست صح باينه بلي كيرد عطاتها الحس.
We've got what we needed, Watson. This conspiracy reaches further than we thought. I don't suppose you've ever been to New Orleans?
You are joking.
I seldom do. Let's go. There's no time to waste. There's nothing in this world that cannot be explained with logic and reason. Nothing in this world.
Holmes?
Hmm?
You seem troubled.
I'm not troubled, Watson. I am preoccupied.
That place was awful. Inhumane. It would be natural to experience some feelings of shock or fear.
Men reduced to gibbering imbeciles, numb beyond recognition, powerless to help themselves. When a doctor does go wrong, they are the first of criminals. They have the nerve and they have the knowledge.
That woman did not deserve the title. Such casual cruelty for such selfish aims.
I knew another man like that once. He treated my mother, perhaps even killed her, depending on who you ask.
My sincere condolences.
In the end, she was just a shadow of herself. The outline of the person I recognized, but lacking all else. She was pushed until she cracked. Should you see me cracking, John, I must ask you to intervene.
Nothing compels us to pursue this matter further, Sherlock. We can return to London, report what we have discovered. Let more capable hands take over.
Alas, there are no such hands. Were we to abandon our quest now, I fear no other would succeed in our stead.
We know nothing of what awaits, what dangers lurk in the darkness.
Nonsense. We draw nearer to New Orleans with every passing minute, and thus closer to the answers we seek. Those answers, for all their perversity and improbability, will, nevertheless, be the work of men. And that is a work I have
رحنا الله سويس دروك أمريكان. أيوة.
So be it.
تحويسة عبر العالم.
I know you to be a diligent author, but if I may make one request. Kindly omit my mother and her suffering from your tale.
Of course.
Thank you, John.
Chapitre 4.
Ah, Holmes. After our trip to nippy Switzerland, I can certainly use some of this New World heat.
Do not get carried away, Watson. What we could certainly use are answers to my questions.
I know, but you look exhausted. Why don't we find the hotel first?
We shall rest when our investigation is over, and not a moment sooner. I shall ask you to handle our bags while I search for the bank.
As you wish. Oi! Stop it, you! Our luggage! Good Lord, what have you done? That's my stuff.
I'm sorry, mister. It was an accident. It's fine, it's fine. I'll just put everything back. Where are the socks?
New Orleans, the motherland of blues. يقول لك باللي لا بروميير باتري داروها في نيو اورليان. دارها ميوزيسيان دو جاز باسكو كان يحوس على comment jouer plusieurs instruments de percussion مع بعض. هي لم grosse caisse, لم caisse claire et des زوج تاع لي سيمبال فوق بعض. كاع لي بريفي كانوا عندي راحوا حاصلي. مالك عبد اللطيف؟
Black opals being auctioned at the banking house of E.W. Gray.
مالك؟ اش كاين؟ هاكيك كلشي على نيش. توجد في روحك. كبيرة لا فيلا.
In the flesh. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Well, hold up. Written invitation first.
Can I present another piece of identification?
Nope. That's why we send the invitation.
Holmes, any luck?
None. They're holding an auction, invitation only. The good news is, I know who might have one. We need to find Mr. Barnaby.
Who?
Frank Barnaby, most likely.
And you think Mr. Barnaby will be happy to share his invitation?
Do you know it? Let us first find him, then we can see if he is the generous type.
Got a spot in mind?
Actually, I'm not sure yet. Help me, please.
Oh, I've had talk.
Quartier chinois.
How marvelous, Holmes. A city within a city.
indeed. Those lanterns are delightful. It is as though we have been transported to the Orient itself.
يا هضرة انت كان عندهم بتراب قاعد يشكلوا علينا.
Locked. No one's here. Locked. No one's here. Is this familiar to you?
Sorry, mister. Can't help you. Ask someone else.
Excuse me, just one question.
No, first I've heard of it.
Can I ask you a question?
Doesn't remind me of anything. Someone else might help you better, sir.
Are you able to help me?
Don't remind me of anything. Someone else might help you better, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
Don't be angry with me, sir. But I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
Sorry, mister, can't help you. Ask someone else.
Rather unassuming for a jewelry store.
Damn. He at it again. Barnaby still owes you. If he can't pay in greenbacks, he'll pay in blood.
Could you help me?
Doesn't remind me of anything. Someone else might help you better, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm bone tired, but yeah, I'll help you.
Help me, please.
Don't be angry with me, sir. But I don't know.
كارتي كريول. ناسي صح. كارتي كريول. تبع الفقرة تلقى الكارتي كريول. بوجك.
Can I ask you a question?
No, never heard nothing.
ذاك القرزي.
This place
شفت لك.
has a Spartan charm.
تبع الفقرة تلقى الكارتي كريول.
It does. My soul will always yearn for London's gloom, but Barnaby, unconscious but with his eyes open. Look, Watson, the two of you are just alike.
Oh, great. So I look like a haggard alcoholic.
Eureka!
What have you got?
An idea. First, we'll need Mr. Barnaby's clothes.
Holmes.
Watson, time is of the essence. You will go to the bank, not as yourself, but as Frank Barnaby.
Holmes, we look nothing alike.
The hat and coat will do the heavy lifting. Just stay cool, play the part, and no one will notice the difference. Trust me.
Holmes, must we really indulge in this farce?
It worked in Switzerland, didn't it?
Sure, if you redefine the word worked.
Where's my cash, Frank? In a bartender's tip jar? Where's the money, Barnaby?
I'll wait here so as not to arouse suspicion. Do not worry, Watson. You look the part, now act it.
Right you are, shop owner.
Right. Your invitation, sir?
Here you go.
You okay, sir? Seem to have the jumps.
I'm in a rush.
Come on in.
Heavens, I've never seen gems so big.
I simply must have them.
Sorry, I'm just dealing with another client's request. Please wait a moment.
This might be useful. I'll make a note. Are you able to help me?
You better ask someone else about that.
Morning, sir, and welcome to the E.W. Gray Banking House. The auction will begin shortly. Name's Zoe Clemens, and I'd be delighted to help you.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Clemens. I am Frank Barnaby. I do have some questions, if you don't mind. These gems are rather curious. What can you tell me about them?
These rare beauties are black opals, all the way from Coober Pedy, South Australia. When they catch the light, the dark stone becomes a brilliant rainbow. It's something special.
Forgive my curiosity, but who was the previous owner?
Sir, I ain't at liberty to disclose them details.
It doesn't say where these stones came from, no provenance, no previous owner. I'm starting to suspect they were illegally procured.
What? We would never. I can assure you these gems were bought from one of New Orleans' most upstanding citizens, a philanthropist no less. If you would like to know more, I could get my manager.
You old dog, Barnaby. Didn't think you'd sober up for the auction. An hour ago, you were 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh, you know, I hold my liquor better than most. And the auction was an important business opportunity.
An important business opportunity. Ha! What have you done with the real Barnaby?
Well, maybe I'm drunker than I thought, mister.
Mister? What's wrong, Frank? You're looking pale. Don't you recognize your old pal, Grub?
Of course I know you, Sheriff.
Good. Now, while I have you, there's the matter of your outstanding fines. I've been more than reasonable, but I'm afraid the bills come due.
Fines? Right, I'm afraid I don't have anything on me.
That's funny. Ain't you at the auction? I weren't born yesterday, Frank. Now, assault, battery, disorderly conduct, that's serious stuff. You got off easy, but if you don't pay up, things get a whole lot worse.
Look, Sheriff, I'm not actually...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Think careful now, 'cause Frank Barnaby only owes us cash. But fraud, impersonation, that's weasel behavior. And you know what we do to weasels round these parts. Feed 'em to the gators. So, Frank, what's it gonna be?
Here's all I have.
Mighty fine of you. The people of this parish deserve peace. They don't take kindly to visitors. Don't miss that boat tomorrow morning, Doctor.
I told you, Holmes. I told you it was a bad plan. Now we're penniless and wanted criminals.
Hysteria gets us nowhere, Watson. Tell me what happened.
The sheriff saw right through me. He knew who I was from the start. Extorted me for every coin I had.
Bah, all that matters is what you learned about the gems.
I shan't discuss it while still wearing that blighter's clothes. I'm going back to the boat to get changed.
Welcome to USA. Arre. Eh oui. Capitalisme. C'est le meilleur exemple sur sur quoi ont été bâtis les États-Unis d'Amérique. Pays des libertés.
A pox on the crew.
You know, I think the look actually complements you. Why bother changing it?
No, no! Was that your luggage again? I don't understand. We just got it back in order.
What?
It was like the luggage had legs of its own. Oh, Mr. Pratchett will have my head.
Forget the sheriff. I'm
Oh,
sure it was
bollocks,
simply
now our
blasting and
clothes are in the
bloviation.
bloomin' water.
It was like the...
I ain't sure what you did to the sheriff, but it must have been something real hairy to have him chuck your luggage off the pier.
With respect, miss, have we met before?
If you were the real Frank Barnaby, yeah, we would have. But where are my manners? I'm Lucy. And you are?
John, I didn't mean to be rude. I've just had a difficult day, miss.
Well, it's barely noon. And you've already made an enemy in Sheriff Grubb. The man starves his gators just in case someone crosses him. John who?
Watson.
Well, Johnny, if you plan on sticking around, you better change that suit, or Frank's reputation will catch up with you. And then you'll be a John Doe.
Alas, I think one of those gators is currently devouring my spare clothes.
You've got yourself in a fine pickle. All right, come on board the Nymph of Louisiana, and I'll sort you something to wear.
The nymph? Is that what it sounds like? Why are you helping me?
Well, let's just say you ain't the only one who's had run-ins with the sheriff. Way I see it, this city deserves better. Now quit your stalling and head on over to the nymph. I'll be in room 6.
This Mr. Barnaby is proving rather useful. Perhaps you're not so different after all.
One more word, Holmes, and I'll hand you over to the sheriff.
Sorry, was that John talking or Frank? Just tell me
Go
what you
annoy
learned.
someone else while I visit the nymph.
كما قال الشاعر الغير معروف. نظن اليوم نكتفي بهذا القدر. Comme on a avancé شوية في l'histoire, je pense qu'on peut s'arrêter là pour ce soir. The United States of America. Voilà. C'est tout pour cet épisode 6 des aventures du Cheikh Sherlock. بهدل بينا بهدل واتسون مسكين حتى دركا يونس كورد قال راهي بروبوزي له يجي عندها. الله يجيب الخير. هذه هي. انا نقول لكم تهلاو في روحتكم. الصحة سحوركم. Rendez-vous à partir de demain Inch'Allah pour la suite des aventures l'épisode 7. Par ça, كالعادة le lien dans le serveur Discord à votre disposition. Voilà. زورونا مرحبا بكم. C'est votre espace. Le serveur راه à votre disposition. C'est pour vous. كالعادة les deux seules consignes sont le respect mutuel and having fun. D'ici là نقول لكم صحة سحوركم. تهلاو في روحتكم. ليلة سعيدة. هيا تشوز.